We think about so many problems that exist in the world, and so much of the issue around these issues that exist is that we often feel very helpless to do anything about them. I think of war. I think about the instability that exists in the world, the violence that's been inflicted on humans by other humans, uh, famine, starvation, all of these problems that exist, and even in many respects, aspects of climate change. And it feels really hard because as consumers and as individuals, we feel somewhat helpless to these problems or helpless in helping the people suffering in these terrible situations. But I think what's really powerful about food is not just its importance, not just that it causes some of the issues that we've been talking about, but because there's an empowering aspect in all of this, which is what we can do collectively. Because every time we buy cow's milk, every time we buy eggs from a hen, every time we buy meat, every time we buy an animal product, whether it be food or clothing or otherwise, we are facilitating and perpetuating these industries. We are asking for them to continue. However, if we remove our participation, we're signaling something different, that we want change, that we're going to demand change by adopting a different way of life and a different way of living that is demanding through the choices that we are making for a transition away from this violence, from this immorality, from this unsustainable industry that exists. And that's empowering because it means we're not reliant on legislators and we're not reliant on the CEOs of these big, huge conglomerates to have a change of heart overnight, which we know they're not going to. What we're doing is we're relying on us, decent, honest, compassionate, kind people, people who care, people who are willing to do something. We are reliant on one another because it is through the changes that we make as individuals and therefore collectively that real change can happen. The power does exist in our hands. To me, that is so empowering, so inspiring, because it gives me confidence to know that I, and with the power of everyone around me, can be a part of this change. And all I have to do is challenge myself to live in accordance with the values that I have and hopefully compel others to challenge themselves in a similar way. And I think that's how we can talk about these issues, to highlight the problem, but to speak about the power of change, the positivity of change. Because what we have is the ability to make a rational, substantiated, and morally driven decision that can have an impact that is not only beneficial to us, but transcends us.